Hey everyone, welcome to Soldering Saturdays. Haven't done one of these for a few weeks, and guess what I'm going to be doing today? Yep, some more Neo 7 segment boards I've got to do. I have 4 I need to make. Why do I need to make 4? Well, I'm glad you asked. I've laser cut myself a new case, and this particular one is actually using my new transparent black. So as you can see, the board in there, a bit hard to see right now, but there's one board in there right now. That's the first board I built, and I want to populate 5 in here. Let's just pull this apart. I'll show you what I've got. So you can see the back here, there's some screw holes for each of the boards. I've got my drill holes correct this time for M2.5 size screws, because I've got a whole packet of them I got from Adafruit. So let's just pull this off. So as you can see, that's been screwed on. The idea is to put all 4 of them on, screwed into place, and that'll be the 5 displays all lined up really nicely with the translucent black over the front. I've also got the frosted clear perspex that I haven't cut any yet, but I was going to also cut a plate of that, and that way I can try the different types. I don't think I want to go the solid white. I didn't have any other choice at the time other than pure clear, which made the pixels very hard to see. But I'm hoping that this black will look really sexy with the light shining behind it. And if it doesn't, well, I'll try the frosted clear instead and see how that goes. I'm not going to try to do all this in one take. I might not even do all 4 boards today, I'm not sure. But there's just no way I'm going to do this in one take. It's going to take a long time. So I'm going to, unlike my last few attempts at doing a Soldering Saturday, I'm just going to edit this one bit by bit, not try to join them together seamlessly. Okay, let's get going. Okay, I've got the camera much closer, probably too close, quite hard for me to potentially work at this level. But there's no point in me doing this if you can't see what I'm doing. I'm going to start with just one board for now, see how I go. If I don't get all 4 boards done today, that's fine. So hopefully you'll be able to see what I'm doing and not cover the pads too much. So why haven't I done a Soldering Saturday for a few weeks? Well, there's a few reasons. The first one is I haven't really had a lot to solder. I'm out of kits. Without having stuff to solder, it's hard to do a Soldering Saturday. I was also, well, I've been a bit distracted with some other things. I've been playing with my laser cutter. I've been modifying that and printing off a lot of acrylic. I built a water cooling system for it to help keep the water temperature down that is used to cool the laser. It was actually gutted from a dental clinical laser system. So it's just a radiator, like a radiator you'd stick in a computer cooling system, although it looks a little bit different. And a big fan. There was a mains powered fan. I thought it was a 240 volt fan, but actually it was 110 volts. So I couldn't use that. So I had to stick a 24 volt fan on it. Lucky I had one lying around. And wire that into the new power supply that's in my laser cutter that's driving the cohesion controller board. So I'm having a lot of fun with my laser cutter, I have to say. I'm looking for lots of things to cut. I'm going through a lot of acrylic. I've also been doing things like laser cutting cardboard for my son. Come on, paste, get out. Laser cutting cardboard and having it not go up in flames is interesting. You'd think it would burn, but with the air assist I've got, it keeps the flames away, and it actually cuts really nicely. Stinks a bit, and if you cut it, it's too, like with the laser being too strong, it burns the outsides a little bit and leaves like ash. So when you pick up the cardboard, you get ash all over your fingers. So my son had black hands afterwards. I cut out some wheels for him. You might have seen on my Instagram. So yeah, I've been a bit distracted as well. It's very hard to get motivated on a Saturday to do some soldering when there isn't really a lot of soldering to do, and there's lots of other projects piling up and lots of other things you need to do to prepare to be able to do other projects. Before I forget, I promised Carl, you'll know who you are if you're watching, that I'd give him a shout out next Soldering Saturday video. Well, it's the next one. Hey Carl! Okay, this is a bit of a clean maybe. I've had the paste out long enough from the fridge, it should be room temperature, but the reflectiveness of the boards does not work well on camera. So you might have seen on my Instagram yesterday, on Friday, depending on when you watch this video, that my replacement PCBs from PCB Way have arrived. I have not unpacked them yet, but I've been told they've been fixed and they have the cutout in the middle. Well, I have to say I'm kind of growing a bit fond of the no cutout in the middle. Now I'm going to be torn. I'm also going to get to use my temperature gauge on my reflow oven today when I roast these. I don't know why I call it roasting. It sounds pretty bad, doesn't it? Hey, I'm just going to roast my PCBs. It's just a play on the fact that it's an oven, a toaster oven. I should just say I'm going to reflow them. That's the correct term, but roasting them just sounds kind of nice, like roast chestnuts, roast PCBs. Whoop, don't forget the little 3535 down the bottom. I feel like I don't have enough paste there, but I do. I'm now going to have too much paste there. Okay, that's one board pasted up. Stick some components on it. Where do we start? Let's start with the resistor, as usual. A little 430 ohm resistor. Should do it sideways. Watch me make a mess of this. Yeah, that's not great. That's okay. It'll straighten itself up. Okay, make sure these are all the right way around. My hand is steady. When I'm not doing this on camera, I'm pretty good and fast at it. And when I'm doing it on camera, holy moly, my hands shake. Like, what have I got to be nervous about? It's not like anyone's watching me live, but yep. One thing I did do when I was building my first board out of this batch, the one with the decimal point in, is I wasn't watching and I stuck my my knuckle right on the pad and smeared, yes, smeared is a word, smeared the solder paste everywhere. It was quite messy to clean up afterwards. And be careful not to do that this time. I haven't been watching to check that all the grounds are pointing top left. I think they are. All the little corners. I try to lay them all out and orient them correctly to start with. Okay, when using tweezers, the idea is to let go of them before you pull your hand away. So what's the status with these boards? Well, I'm glad you all asked. I have ordered a bunch of anti-static Ziploc bags, and I've ordered a bunch of 1 gram silicone gel packs because I like, if I'm going to send stuff around, I'd like to put silicone gel packs in there to absorb any moisture on the trip, because some of these boards may travel far. So they're on the way. They're coming from AliExpress and they're going to take a long time. I think it was somewhere between 35 and 50 days. They're not coming by boat, they're coming by camel. via the desert. I don't know, 50 days. It's 2018, folks. Why does it take 50 days to ship something? Anyway. Shazbot. So we've got those coming. Once they come, I am going to be ready to start packing these up. I've got enough parts to send out some boards if people are wanting some boards. Which way is that going? I'm pretty sure that corner goes this way. Pretty sure. Okay, let's get the caps on. And we're done. So I'll have, by next week, I'll have about 20 boards here. Not including these ones with the missing insides. Oh, can everyone hear that? That is the postman. Back in a moment. Okay, I'm back. That was mail not for me, but for my wife. Okay, let's just turn this around. Make it easy to place these sideways caps. If I can get it sideways. I saw someone post on Twitter today that they just did a session putting some boards together and they're gonna not hand solder 403 size passives anymore. Like, why would you even consider doing it to start with? These are 0805s and look how small they are. Why would you do smaller by hand? Okay, did you hear that with my voice? I just did that whole high-pitched voice thing. Why would you do smaller with your hands? It's better. Okay, it's one board done. I might reflow this before I move on to the next board, but that wasn't too bad, was it? Okay, back shortly. Okay, I'm back. Here's the board. Still tiny little bit warm. That went really well, actually. That it ended up being in the oven much longer than it normally would have been had I been guessing the temperature, because I'm using the 143 degree reflow paste. This time I managed to not bring the oven higher than 150 degrees, which is fantastic. It's like 30 to 40 degrees less than I normally take it. Let's see if it works. So I've got my test rig, which is the same one you would have seen on one of my previous videos, which I'll link to there when I go through what happened with these boards and I show you a working version. This is a pretty bad test rig, I have to say. So I don't want to solder anything to the boards right now. So what I do is I just put these pins in. Those power, this is a terrible breadboard. That's data and that's ground, if I can get it in. Yep, and then what I do is I put the power in and I lean the pins over so they connect to the pads. And if it all lights up and animates around, then we're good. And if it doesn't, then there's something wrong with the board. So fingers crossed, here we go. Oops, I was about to try to plug the power into the USB port. Oh, that would have been silly. Okay, power. Okay, and you ready? Look at that. Oh, that is super bright. But they're all working. We have a successful board build. Pretty cool. Oh god, that is, wow, super bright. Okay, I'm gonna stop that now. Let's just pull them out. Oh, such pretty colors though. Hang on, maybe I can do something with the light. Can I do something with the light? Can I turn it down? No, I can't. Oh well, let's stop that. That was shockingly bright. Okay, so that's 2 boards. I might make some more now, but I'm probably not going to do it on video. Okay, just in case anyone thought I was actually slacking off and I was going to get all this soldering done, I did. There's 4 boards. They've all been tested. Obviously the first one was there. That was the one you saw me test. I built 2 more, tested those, and I just roasted this last one. Let's see if it works, and if it does, I will mount that on the panel, and that will be 5 boards, 4 of which I've done today. I'm not sure. I'd like to build these boards for a living. They're quite fiddly. They take a long time. Okay, let's move that out of the way. Get the battery. Cross your fingers. Yep. Oh, again, super bright, but you can see them all. They're all working. Yay. Pull that out because that is blinding me. Okay, so I'm going to mount this one. And then we are done with these 5 boards. Kind of hard to mount when I can't get over the top of it. Okay. So that was an epic Soldering Saturday. Oh, I have to say, quite epic. 4 of those boards. They take a while. There you go. 5 boards on a panel. They are going to look awesome. So let me ask you, what do you think a board like this, completed, so fully assembled, should be worth? I'm kind of torn, because I know how much they cost me roughly, and I know how long they take me to build. So I'd like to hear what you all think a fully assembled board like this should sell for on Tindy, just out of curiosity. No pressure, I'm just curious to know. Not how much would you buy one for, that's not what I'm asking. How much do you think one should sell for? Okay, thumbs up if you liked, thumbs down if you didn't. Until next time, bye.